Annyeong! Welcome to Delightful! I'm all moved into my new place, but there's still a lot of housework that's keeping me busy, so what say we tackle another smaller project? As I was sorting through my toy collection, I rediscovered these little guys. Yeah, remember those tiny Monster High figurines? They're so cute. I can't remember if they were blind boxes or something, but it appears I've got several duplicates. They're small and lightweight enough, I thought, hey, let's turn two of them into a pair of earrings. If memory serves, this was a Monster High character released towards the end of the brand's run, so I don't have much memory of her. And this poor Frankie figurine got blasted right in the face with neon green paint. I think I needed something to test my airbrush on. It looks terrible, so she's a perfect candidate for a repaint. First things first. They're small and round, which makes them difficult to hold during the painting process. So I'm going to give myself a temporary handle by drilling a hole in the bottom and inserting a toothpick. Now we've got Monster High shish kebabs. I'm not bothering to remove the factory paint this time, because I can't find my acetone, so let's dive right in with 2 coats of white gesso. I get most of the paint laid down with a large brush, then switch to a finer tip to get inside the crevices. No doubt this would be easier if I detached the head and body. Ah well, we already started. Ta-da! They look way better already. Time for color! I love lots of bright, blocky colors in my outfits, so I decided to paint these 2 to match. Considering they will be earrings, I want them to stand out against my hair color, which is often pink, although I dye it a lot these days. So I want mint green to feature heavily on both these repaints. I gave green hair to one, and green skin to the other. Cherry pink skin looks adorable with that hair. And I gave the same color to the green girl's romper. You can see a gap where the mold has broken apart slightly near the legs. It's small enough where I'm just going to gradually fill it up with paint to the point where you can't see it anymore. Let's go with lilac hair for this character. As one figurine is set aside to dry, I work on the other one. It feels pretty efficient to switch back and forth like this. I knew I wanted to keep the color palette limited and the application blocky, and in the end I only used 4 colors: green, red, purple, and yellow. Quite a cute combination if I do say so myself. At some point, once the hair color was fully dry and I could hold the figurine again, I removed the skewer and filled in the, well, you know. Okay, it's finally time to paint the eyes. A tiny little face-up, if you will. Using a watered-down light yellow color, I blob on the circular eye shapes for both girls. It took about 3 or 4 coats of this watered-down stuff to become opaque, but it was worth it for the smooth finish. Next, I add blush marks to the cheeks. Although I'm not sure it comes across that way. I meant for the eye to look like it's overlapping the blush shape, but they kind of just look like beans. Eye beans? I wanted a simple white highlight, but I knew that wouldn't stand out against the yellow, so I pop a color down first, let that dry of course, and then add the white highlight. Because they match each other, I got to thinking these 2 are siblings or something. It's weird how even simplified color block figurines can have a sense of character to them. I'm not sure if this was a good move or not, but I ended up giving them tiny little mouths. Did they look cuter without them? And just like that, we're finished painting them already. I'm so happy with how bright and chunky they look. So cute! To lock in that color and ensure the paint doesn't chip off in the future, we're going to add a layer or 2 of varnish. Shake it up real good, pour it onto a palette, and cut it with water. And of course, make sure you only apply the varnish once the acrylic paint is thoroughly dry. Great! I considered stopping here and just having them be cute matching figurines, but no, I said I would make them into earrings. Let's dig around in my jewelry supply box here. Yeah, I think I can make this work. So here's how we're going to do it. I'll drill a hole through the toy. Then slip a length of wire through, perhaps with a decorative bead on top. Then use some of this adorable plastic chain to achieve that dangly earring effect. And finally top it off with some earring hooks stolen from some thrifted jewelry pieces. Determine the center of gravity by temporarily sticking a thread to the doll with sticky tack. That hangs about straight. Looks good, so I mark a dot on the spot. Time for the tricky part. I drill through the doll's head and aim for the hole to exit behind the neck where it's out of sight. I slip the wire, which has a flat head like a nail, into this hole and out the top of the head. If you don't have this fancy jewelry making stuff though, a twist at the end of a wire would suffice. Now for the super cute chain. I bought this a while ago, hoping I could use it on a doll at some point. I think 3 lengths is all we need. I did take them over to the mirror and hold them up to my own ears to gauge the distance first. Bend over the wire. Cut off the excess. Slip the chain on, and gently pinch the hook closed. If you can squish it at the right angle, you can get the hook to loop back into the bead, concealing the edge, which looks nice. I didn't do this well on the other earring. With a pair of wire cutters, I clip apart the plastic link. Using that tiny clipping of wire we cut off earlier, I roll it into a loop and attach the earring hook at last. And we're done! We turned some questionable chunks of plastic into an adorable pair of earrings. Hooray for the power of art! I know I'm a bit of an oddball when it comes to fashion. In fact, it's safe to say most people don't dress like me, but hey, have a little fun. Whether you try this yourself or just enjoy watching videos of an eccentric rainbow doll enthusiast, I appreciate it either way. I decided at the last minute to add 2 ribbon bows to the tops of each earrings, which you can see in the shot where I'm actually wearing them. I think it ties the whole earring together really nicely. It was missing something. I did say they were lightweight, but after wearing them out and about, they aren't exactly light as a feather, you know? I'd say I could comfortably wear them for a short get-together with friends, say 1 or 2 hours before I'd have to take them off. Just long enough to get a shot for Instagram, right? Maybe they'd work better as a necklace. That was really fun! I hope you had a good time too! I'd love to know if you're going to try turning some old toys into jewelry. I feel like there's so much possibility there. Like and subscribe if this sort of video is your thing, and I'll see you next time! Stay artsy! Annyeong! 정리했잖아. 다 망할 거야. 아이.